Adams is the newly elected, he was elected in November, mayor of New York City, and he's been getting dragged a lot on social media, and I just could not wait to join in. Here we go. It's kind of my assumption that the reason why Eric Adams is getting dragged so hard is because he represents, in its fullest, truest form, what America is doing right now to its population, right? Because you got in there, and people were just talking about Bill de Blasio and all that shit, but now you got him in there. And I know the people who are only focused on money, you know what I mean? Profit over people. Like, I know those people are so excited to have him there. This is why I always say, I definitely am not impressed by you when it comes to politicians being the first black anything, second black anything, because most times what they do is take your ass and literally puppet your ass in front of these people. As long as you play by their fucked up ass, dehumanizing ass rules, then you're fine. I'm not gonna sit down and bow down and worship your ass just because you're the first black anything when it comes to politics, bitch, because you are likely for the ops anyway. So a little history about Eric Adams. He served as an officer in the New York City Transit Police and then the New York City Police Department for over 2 decades, retiring at the rank of captain. So I'm sure you can already kind of guess how his politics is, the way he thinks, and the way he's gonna run that goddamn city, which is like a hotbed for fucking COVID right now. So of course it makes sense that even while this era is full of protests and people standing up against police brutality and, you know, overinflated budgets of fucking police departments, of course it makes sense, given Eric's history, that he would tell NYPD that, you know, y'all ain't gotta worry about nobody attacking you, basically, as long as I'm in office. Like, girl, y'all gonna be okay, you know, and just I'm wondering where that, you know, sense of, you know, protecting people is for the citizens. But girl, we already know, like I said, given his history, that would be a thing. But one of the other things that he said before we get to the main kind of thing when we talk about workers, one of the things he said was that the safest place for kids to be is in school. He also claimed that, contrary to what people are seeing or, you know, whatever, he claimed that he and the teachers union, you know, they're not at odds. They are in lockstep. He also said that he speaks to the UFT president, and that's the United Federation of Teachers, the president, Michael Mulgrew, 3 times a day. Like, girl, we keep in touch. We're not fighting, nothing like that. But Mulgrew said, we advised the new mayor that it would be safest to allow our school system to go remote temporarily until we could get a handle on the staffing challenges that each school is about to face as we return. However, he feels strongly that schools need to remain open. City and State NY says it's unclear how many Department of Education staffers were out on Monday and Tuesday due to COVID-19. But city data shows about 1/3 of students were absent at the start of the new year. All of that is going on. COVID is running rampant. They were talking about the increase in hospitalizations of children, right? And we have this man over here saying the safest place for kids to be is in school. Now, we all understand, based off of the history of what this country has done, is doing specifically when it comes to COVID. We know that the reason, at least I know, whatever, that the reason they want you to put y'all, like, take y'all kids to school so that you can take y'all ass to fucking work in person. That's what they saying. So, and it's made more apparent, but I want to read you this from Newsweek. Eric Adams urged larger businesses to return to in-person work for at least a few days a week to support smaller businesses that largely rely on commuters who work in the city. He warned that businesses moving to remote work as cases rise could negatively affect these businesses as well as the economy as a whole. Listen to what he said. He said, that accountant, I need him to go to the cleaners. I need him to go down to Dunkin' Donuts. I need him to go to the restaurant. I need him to bring in the business traveling. And if we say that, well, I don't have to go in, I'm still getting my salary, then you are not helping those New Yorkers who need us to come in. Look at what he said also.
If my businesses are sharing with their employees, you are part of the ecosystem of this city. My low-skilled workers, my cooks, my dishwashers, my messengers, my shoe shine people, those who work in Dunkin' Donuts, they don't have the academic skills to sit in a corner office. They need this. We are in this together.
So this is kind of the big thing that got people really pissed on social media, and they were really roasting the shit out of his ass. You hear him say multiple things. First of all, just overall, referring to people as low-skilled workers. And I saw a tweet that said the only low-skilled workers there are politicians. And I was like, yeah, that's fucking right. I don't understand, like referring back to the title of this video, like I don't understand how we went from, oh, these workers are essential, they're important. I mean, fake clapping for their asses, you know, every time, remember people standing on balconies and outside their buildings clapping for essential workers and all that shit. I don't understand how it went from essential workers to, oh, low-skilled workers, low-skilled labor. There's no such thing, and I'll get on that in a minute, but the fact that he said they don't have the academic skills to sit in a corner office is just so representative of this fake meritocracy myth bullshit that America really is convinced that they're running on. It's so funny how they try to establish like hierarchies based off of that shit, because I mean, there are people with PhDs and fucking master's degrees doing some of the same jobs that y'all consider low skills. So what are y'all talking about? Yeah, but that's not even the point. The point is that, bitch, if anybody is waking their ass up out of their motherfucking bed to go to your establishment to do any kind of goddamn job, bitch, you obviously need their ass. It ain't low skill when they don't show up, right, bitch? Because you can't do what the fuck they doing, right? It ain't low skill. It ain't low skill when they don't show up. It ain't low skill when they on strike. It ain't low skill. You know what I mean? It's not that low skill, bitch. If the entire lifeblood of your company depend on their asses, it's not that much. It's not that low skill. So pay them. If anybody's waking their ass up out their bed to go to your goddamn establishment, pay them to live in this home. Pay them to survive. Pay them to flourish in this bitch. You know? But I think that this low skill kind of thing, this low, oh, that's just low skill work. That's low. It makes people feel good, especially about themselves. People who may be in, you know, a tier above them when it comes to just a hierarchy of work and shit. It makes people feel good about themselves. Like, oh yeah, I'm not doing as great as my boss or my boss's boss or my boss's boss's boss or my boss's 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 boss. But at least I'm not like the peons down there, you know what I mean? At least I'm not flipping burgers. At least I'm not, you know, cleaning the bathrooms. At least it's just like, so, but what would y'all lives look like without the people who do that kind of work? Like, what would your life look like? What would your life look like? What would your companies look like? And companies also take advantage of that kind of mindset, right? Because if you take into consideration the restaurant industry, right? It's almost like, okay, well, these waiters and waitresses, they're low level, they're low skills, low whatever. So I can pay them $2 a fucking hour. I can pay them $2 an hour and get away with it for how many fucking years, how many decades, and get away with it. And also have people backing me saying, well, that's low skill, so they deserve that shit. And on top of that, not only do I not have to pay their asses, but now it's the customer's responsibility. I put the tip on their ass. Like, it's the customer's responsibility. Since you know, out of the kindness of your heart, make sure you. And of course, it's good to tip just because of the state of the industry, the way that kind of work works. But what I'm saying is that this bullshit hierarchy, the way that, you know, the people at the top who are getting all the coin, who are exploiting all of us, have really latched on to this idea of like low skilled and, oh, we can just disregard their ass. It's just, it fuels their pockets even more, and it makes us fight each other. So it's like, you're getting over here talking about, oh, well, it's low skilled, and the bigger point though is that, oh, well, if you're sitting in these offices, you need to come into work. You need to risk getting COVID to come into work so that so you can stop on the way to work and just fuel the economy or fuel these businesses who you would stop by to eat or whatever, do laundry, so that they can get money too, and we can tax every one of you bitches. It's inhumane. I'm sorry. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. To be telling people as the government to come out here, fuck the fact that we can do this in a safer way. Fuck that fact. we're not going to pay you. Fuck the fact that we could even pay you to stay home. What we want you to do is get y'all ass out here and risk it and get sick. And matter of fact, the CDC said, guess what? Cut 10 days down to 5, so bitch, take y'all ass into work. Another point that he said, if my businesses are sharing with their employees, and I don't understand why he's saying my, you know what I mean? I don't even said that about the low skilled workers, my people who work. It was a lot of possessive shit going on, but I don't know. I feel like politics tends to attract those kinds of personalities, like those fake dictator-ass personalities. But what he said was, if my businesses are sharing with their employees, you're a part of the ecosystem of this city. And I'm just like, but they're not. It's like pulling teeth to get people to pay people a living wage. What do you mean if my businesses are sharing with their employees? They're not. Y'all barely want to let them, you know, preserve their fucking bodies and minds to stay home and do remote work. What do you mean they're not sharing? There's no ecosystem. So it's like from a simple speech you can tell, a simple segment of a speech, you can tell the ways in which he really is convinced about certain things, about the way that certain things are in this world or in this country, and it's just gonna fuck everybody up. It's just that, like, I don't understand why the government is sitting here saying, hey, go in person, we need you to go in person, we need you to take risks, we need you to do all that shit, when there was a simple way to solve this pandemic from the beginning. Pay people to stay home and take care of that shit, make sure people vaccinated. Like, it's really crazy. I think we should all be angry about this shit. The way in which this country like speaks about work, the way they handle work, the way they prioritize work over literally human lives, it's really wild, but it's really expected, you know what I mean? But when you have people who cannot take 5-10 seconds to stop their exploitation of all those who are not in their tax bracket, like when you have people like that who are controlling government, controlling mayors, controlling governors, controlling presidents, controlling, you know what I mean, senators and all that shit, this is what you get. Heading full speed ahead into a storm with no kind of umbrella, no kind of shelter, like nothing. And telling people, well, bitch, just climb up in the tree. It doesn't matter that lightning is striking. You need to go up there and pick them apples. It doesn't matter that the tornado is swirling. You need to climb up in that tree. If you get zapped, then, you know, it was just Zeus or something. It was your time. And that was it. Like this, it's crazy. It's crazy. And I think Eric Adams really just exemplifies all of that wrapped up into one person. That's what it is. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure that you check out patreon.com/AdrianExpression for more content, podcasts, and all that. I love you so much, and make sure that you have a good goddamn evening.
Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wig. Give me your wigs. You don't know what to do with it. Give me your wig. Give me your